Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's Raw Opinions video. And what an episode of Raw that was. Started off so hot. I feel like that first hour and a half just cooked. I thought the main event was very good. I think there definitely was a lull kind of towards the end of hour 2 into the beginning of hour 3. But even that with the Drew and Wade stuff was very good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I just thought this was a really good show. We're actually going to start with something we don't always start with. We're going to start by looking at the score at the moment that you lot have given this show. So I do want to try and get into the habit of looking at the scores a bit more because I never refer to them and we have them all on the channel, right? We can go all the way back with like all of these shows, all the Raws and the SmackDowns and the NXTs and the premium live events. Like they're all here. So we've got all these scores. We might as well use them. So let's have a look, shall we? See where this show came in. So obviously we're still getting scores. We're sneaking our way up to 200 votes. Great. 63 is winning at the moment. So it looks like that's going to be where we settle, isn't it? I'm sure these percentages might change a little bit, but it looks like this great rating is going to absolutely storm it. So there we go. That is how the show has scored. So let's have a look at the matches. So Wyatt 6 against American Maids. This was all-time 46%. You lot absolutely love this. Absolutely loved it. So all-time 46%. Then we had Bianca and Jade against Unholy Union. This was good 94%, so a real step down there. Then we had Dominik against Dragunov. That was good 96%. Zelina, Natalya and Lyra against PFC. That was good 92%. Finn against Ray was just good 89%. People really weren't feeling it. But then we got back to better ways with our main event. Jay versus Ilja versus Braun versus Pete Dunne. Great 70%. So I would say the in-ring was a bit flat. Bit disappointing. I think we really could have done with better, to be honest, in-ring wise. So that's a real shame. I mean, if we could get like some of those amazing Ospreay, MJF type matches, you know, if we could sprinkle, I suppose we did. I mean, we've been eating good with Andrade and Carmelo, haven't we? You know, they've been serving us up some real treats. So I suppose like we can't really be too down on it, but yeah, main event delivered, opening match delivered, everything else was a bit So that was the match scores. My thoughts on it are pretty much what we've said, really. I think this was a very news-heavy show. So, like, War Games being announced and Hell in a Cell match being announced between Drew and CM Punk. Bret Hart being on the show. Nikki being kind of back. I mean, her not being on the graphic was a massive talking point. So her being on the show, just that alone was a big talking point. Plus, this is the first time we've seen her wrestle as this character. So she's the only one we hadn't seen yet. So, and I thought she was brilliant. I thought she did a great job. Obviously, there's the touching tribute to the ice hockey players that passed away. I just felt like there was loads of just constant talking points. Like, as we said, Drew and Wade as well. I absolutely love that moment. Love that moment. So, yeah, this is a newsworthy show. A show that I think started hot, real hot. First hour was commercial free. And I think it did sort of lose its way a little bit, probably due to the matches being a little underwhelming, but really picked it up for that main event. So let's jump in and we'll touch on bits as we get to them. We'll see what you've got to say. King Joker said it was a really enjoyable show. Wyatt's had a great match. Great seeing Bronson. Wasn't expecting him back so soon, yeah. I like Jay winning, but I don't like him losing every title match that he gets. I think Miz and Kofi are going to turn soon. We finally confirmed Hell in a Cell for Bad Blood. Just lots, wasn't there? Lots of talking points. Real Wrestling Fan said, for me, Raw was 9. I love everything Wyatt 6. To me, I can't stop looking at Nikki. She is truly cinema. If I'm in Hollywood making movies, I'm calling her. I love seeing Hitman, and the main event hit different. I'm pulling for Jay so hard. Yeet. Yeah, I'd love Jay to do it. But I'm just worried, man. Braun's only just got that belt. Are we really going to take it off of him? I just think it's too soon for him to lose the title. That's my concern. Really good picture this as well, by the way, because you can see the markings on her face, just like the mask. So obviously that's a reference to the puppet. And that would be the mouthpiece. And then, of course, on her face, she's got the markings like the kintsugi, but she's got it like on her chest and on her arms as well. Like, that is wild, isn't it? That is pretty wild. So, yeah, she looks amazing. Ash said, it was a good show. Wyatt 6 entrance made me very emotional, and I loved the main event. I'm so happy that Jay won. Tony said the Wyatt 6 killed. That part was freaking 10 out of 10. All hail, Nikki. The rest was okay. I give it overall 7.9. Yeets. Very good. Carl said, good show. Street Fight was awesome and easily the best thing this week. The other matches were decent, but nothing special. Our poor pirate princess. William Hensey. With the Band-Aid. That won't stop the Sky Pirates winning the tag titles, though. Can't wait for when Kyrie is ready. So, there was a little bit that Kyrie did, though, where, didn't she sort of, like, wave? And then there was another bit where she was like, I'm keeping my eye on you, but she didn't do 2 eyes because her 1 eye is injured. She always does just these little mannerisms, which are like really cute, but just very entertaining as well. I can't stop looking at Kyrie, and not because I got some weird thing for her, but just she's always like doing something. I just find her endlessly entertaining. So yeah, I like those two together. Hayden said, a very solid Raw to kick off WWE week. I'm at an 8 to 8.5 range. How about you? Oh, it's really difficult, because to get into the 8s, I really need something special. And the Wyatt 6 match, I knew I was getting, and it absolutely delivered. But did it give me anything I wasn't expecting? Did it give me, I feel like I'm definitely 7.75, but for me to get into the 8s, I feel like I need a reason to go there. I think I'm at 7.75, and I think that if I went out for a drink with someone that wanted to convince me that it was an 8, I think a couple of pints. You buy me a couple of pints, I might go on then. Let's give it the 8. You've twisted my arm. But I think right now I'm on like that 7.75. As I said, I think the start was really good. Wyatt 6 killed it. Really enjoyed that. And I really enjoyed the Rhea, Finn, Damian segments. There's bits in the show throughout that I love. But I think it does fall off kind of past that halfway point. End of hour 2, kind of going into that first half an hour of hour 3. That's the bit that lets it down for me. Right, Sinister File said, I missed the show completely. I was at work, but I heard it was a really good show. Yeah, definitely one that you should catch up on. Nathan said, holy bleep, it was incredible. It was jam-packed, well-balanced. Almost every segment was meaningful. That street fight was insane. And the Goldberg name drop was unexpected, but phenomenal. Overall, 8.5. I love that Goldberg moment. That is just so good. Kevin said the first hour was awesome. Then just a couple of other things were good, and the rest dragged. Tonight would have been better being a 2-hour show. The 2-hour change on until Netflix is good in my opinion. 3 hours, it's just not needed. Yeah, I sort of agree, to be honest. I mean, I think I felt a bit like Mr. Unpopular, but I feel that way sometimes. Because it's just hard, isn't it? I mean, I've sat here for years and years going, I wish Raw was 2 hours. I wish it was 2 hours. Consistently, we can't book this third hour very well. I wish it was 2 hours. And then they finally give us 2 hours, and I feel like we've all gone, no, not now. Not now, because I think they've been doing about the best work they've done in a long time. I feel like Raw is most people's A show. Like, sometimes it was SmackDown, sometimes it was NXT. Right now it's Raw. So them taking an hour away from the show that you enjoy the most, I can understand that not being greeted with, you know, celebration. But I just think back to those days where it wasn't as strong. And I think you're absolutely right. I think even with this show, as we said, the back end of hour 2, kind of halfway through hour 3, really, you could have lost that. You could have lost that hour. If you took from halfway point in hour 2 to the halfway point in hour 3 and just literally dropped that main event at the end of hour 2, I mean, what's your score then? Because this would really have cut out a lot of waffle. And I think it would have been amazing. So I think a 2-hour show really could take this brilliant show that we all love and enjoy and make it even tighter, make it even better. So I'm very intrigued to see. It doesn't start till October, but I'm very interested to see what that looks like. A 2-hour Raw is something that I've wanted to see. And we might watch it and go, oh my God. Because if we watch it and go, oh, I wish we could have more, but it's done its job. You should be left wanting more. And so I'm so excited for it, yeah. I think I'm really down for it because I think it goes back to 3 hours for Netflix anyway. So why not do 2 hours for a bit and we'll just have a look? Who knows? Might work, might be amazing, might suck, and then we just go back to 3 hours anyway. Wrestling fan since day one said Jey Uso is going to win the Intercontinental title #1 contenders tournament. He did. Yeet. Wyatt 6 defeat American Made in a street fight. That was awesome. Judgment Day ambush Terror Twins. Shake my head like that. Shake my head. What made the show even better was your stream. Oh, good night, Daze. Good night, Bub. Good night, Billy Bob. Good night, Sally Mae. That's the... What is that? Is that Little House on the Prairie? I don't even know. Wrestling fans since day one. What we got here? Ooh, I don't remember ever doing that. But and I'm wearing the same stuff. It's kind of like Inception, isn't it? Look at me. When was this from? I don't even know when this was from. Gods, look at me. What a cutie pie. Right, Batman said, fantastic show. Love the street fight match. Drew segment was great. Punk versus Drew. Hell in a Cell match. I can't wait. Also, did they tease Wade versus Drew? Maybe WrestleMania 41? I don't know. I wish the crowd had been louder. If that crowd had gone absolutely bananas about the idea of Wade getting physical, I wonder if that would have just sent a message. Guy, if you'd have done that in London, if you'd have done that in Manchester, if you'd have done that in the UK, instead it was Canada. But they do make a lot of noise in Canada. It's always a good crowd. And they were a good crowd tonight, actually. So, don't know is my answer. I rate this episode 8 out of 10. Oh, hello, what's this? Yeah, it's coming. It's low. I can hear the music. Can you? the Cage low rim music. I can hear it. Look, man, I'm just getting absolutely swamped with adverts now. Do you know the last video I did got hit with a copyright claim because I watched an advert and the music in it got claimed. Ratchet said not only was Raw a 9, but how this hair looks better, starting with the street fight and finishing with the #1 contenders match, was killer booking. NXT SmackDown, the bar for this week has been set. Also, Daze, you called it for the Bret Hart segment. Yeah, I think it was pretty straightforward, to be honest. With the fact that Gunther was going to be in there, we know that Sammy's going to challenge. I can't take a dub on that, but Logan, shout out to you, says hello, Daze. Hello, Logan. And great Raw. My rating will be an 8. I'm worried for Damage Control. They're getting limited TV time. Well, that might be because Dakota's injured, Asuka's injured, Kairi's injured, but Io's okay. If it weren't for the injuries, I think they would do better. Raw 2 hours. I'm not expect extreme and insane and brutal CM Punk Drew match. No, don't expect Hangman Swerve. No, you're right to not expect Hangman versus Swerve. I don't think there'll be any needles or syringes involved, but I'm sure it'll still be very good. Elite Pro Wrestling said, awesome show. Started strong with Wyatt 6 bringing the full massacre to American Made. Nikki looked really good and genuinely happy to be back at it. Raw had its lull moments, as in all shows, but overall a solid season premiere. 9 out of 10. Easy. Lexi Morningstar said, very Wyatt 6 approved. It's brilliant. Look at his sad boomer face there. His concerned boomer face. Yeah, people talking about his hair. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, I agree. This doesn't feel like the dreads that we've seen before. People were talking about the length. I don't know if it's like shorter. I think it's better. That to me looks better than the non-braided hair that he's had before. I still think the dreads is my favorite though. But I don't know, they're always just quite subtle changes, really. I mean, going from like the dreads to not dreads, that wasn't subtle. But like with this is kind of like in between, isn't it? Really, it's kind of in between. This is like the middle ground. It's a better look for him, though. I'll take this over just the, you know, the free hair. That was my least favorite Howdy look. So yeah. I hate being negative about the Wyatts. Go for it, NJ. But I thought it was repetitive to the Howdy Gable match and the other 6-man tag they had. Wyatt 6 start strong, spend most of the match getting beat up, then they rally and they win at the end. The booking just isn't doing them justice. Good match, 7. Well, I don't think that's unfair. I don't think people should be concerned to share their honest opinions. That's what we're looking for. So, yeah, I agree in the sense of I think this was a street fight. I think it's different because of the weapons being used. I mean, the bits that come to my mind are the table spots, that barricade spot. I really enjoyed the barricade spot. I think it's because it felt so just spontaneous. I know it wasn't, but it was just like, right, I'm in the timekeeper's area. I need a weapon. Let's kick that off. I'm going to pick this up. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, boo, boo. I mean, he could have gone under the ring, grabbed something else. He could have got a chair that was there, but instead, like, he's just like, no, I want something bigger. And boof, boof. I just really enjoyed that. So, yeah, there was just like a few moments that obviously we hadn't seen before because this was a street fight. As you said, the structure of it in that the Wyatt 6 do well, then they dip out and the other team come through, but then they come back and win it at the end. It's sort of the formula, isn't it? So, but hopefully that's done now, to be honest. I mean, I said during the stream, I think for me, my big concern is that we're having these matches, and I don't know that it's building up the Wyatt 6 aura. I think they're building up the aura themselves, but I don't know if the matches themselves are doing that job because, like, American Maids are not scared of the Wyatt 6. Like, you would think they would be. You would think that Chad would want anything but to face Uncle Howdy. You would think the Wyatt 6 would have sent their message already. You know, they've been going after Chad since the moment they arrived. So, I definitely think we've done everything here. And what will be, will be. I mean, if I'm guessing the American Maids are not going to change their minds. I'm guessing they're not going to be faces now. So, I mean, what do we just keep going? Or, do you know, how many matches do we need to, how many beatings do we need to give them? So I think it's time to just cut our losses and move on. I mean, we've beaten them, we've won, we just move on. So But yeah, what do we move on to? That is a whole different conversation. Right, Cameron said, I'm going to give it 7.75. My favourite part was Gunther saying Goldberg with his favourite wrestler. Same. Mitchell, hello, shout out to you. Said, I'm not gonna lie, it started off strong, but it really fell off in the middle. Fun main event. It was your textbook My GM curve. As a season premiere, though, I think it could have been better. I'm gonna go 6, 7, 5, 7 range. Okay, yeah. It's funny because, like, I think me and Mitchell are, like, in the same area there. Like, I agree with everything he said. I think I'm just a bit higher because I really enjoyed the Wyatt 6 match. Really enjoyed the main event. Love the Bret Hart. I mean, seeing Bret was just so great. So that bit, I loved the Wade bit. Plus all the news that we got as well. There just seemed to be loads of bits and news and just stuff dotted all throughout the show. Like, it felt like a very newsworthy show to me. Felt like a very newsworthy show, so yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling optimistic, and I was very entertained. So I'm going to settle around that 7.75, but I totally understand where Mitchell is coming from, and Mitchell, and our scores are normally very close, but Mitchell, just not feeling it as much for this one. Brendan says Johnny Goudreau. Yep, that was the name of the guy, of course, that tragically passed away. Brandon said very well done, and I enjoyed all of it. Started off very strong with Wyatt's. Judgment Day fit perfectly in the middle as the story. It just wasn't hot this week, but it is continuing to build. And the main event was the perfect way to end strong. I'm going to miss that third hour at 7.99. Foxy Lovelace says 8.5 show. I loved it. Nikki is a star. Yes. Loved watching her. I cried when I saw Bret. He looks old now, bless him. Natalya deserves more title shots. She always seems to be pushed aside. Gunther mentioning Goldberg was an OMG moment. Did he just say that long? Yeah. I agree. Completely agree. What's all this? What's going on? Bombarded with adverts now. Nishi said it was a great show. Finn Balor's promo was my favourite. Gunther's Goldberg reference was hilarious. Main event was excellent, and so was the opening match between the Wyatts and American Maids. I'm happy to know about Drew versus Punk, Part 3. Alex said fantastic Raw. Amazing 8-person mixed tag street fight. Great that Punk Drew is made in Hell in a Cell match at Bad Bloods. Terror Turds, Damian and Rhea, got what was coming to them as the Judgment Day stand tall. Happy that Dominik won a singles match. 9 out of 10 Raw. Alex, shout out to you. Kiki gives it 6 out of 5. John Elite said, glad to see Bret back on TV tonight. I think Gunther Sammy is at Bad Bloods. Can't wait for Bad Bloods. Really enjoyed the street fight. Not familiar with the Goudreaus. Awesome main events. Ellen says it was great. So happy that Jay won the 4-way. Don't like that it's going back to only 2 hours in October. Right, I think we've only got another couple. Here's Trevor. The Wyatt 6 American main match was good to be an opening match. The rest of the show felt average after 8. Nate on break said best Raw of the month. There we go. Should we have a little walk? I do like our little trips in to discover more. We have some questions before the season premiere. So there we go. What's your questions? What are they, mate? We have some questions for the season premiere. What are they? What are they then? Hey? Very good. It's happening. Oh my God. I knew it. I said, didn't I, at the start of this video? Oh my God. It's happening. What's happening? Peter, what's happening? Germany just announced they will be closing their borders. The bookshop. Introducing border controls to protect their country. This comes after the right-wing party has done incredibly well in recent elections. Something big is happening. So there we go. They are getting rid of borders, the bookshop. in Germany. That is devastating. That is going to ruin that company. They already left the UK. I think they've gone out of business, actually. No one told Germany. So there we go. Peter, thank you. It's happening. Or it's all going down in Deutschland. Chop after chop. What a spear. Chaos, says Matt. And here's Barstool Sports, R.I.P. James Earl Jones, the most iconic voice in cinema and a man that brought magic to movies. I got a fun question. Who's James Earl Jones? I have no idea who this is, and I am not going to be disrespectful because he's passed away. Let me just quickly have a look. James Earl Jones. Well, we'll sort this, kids. Let's have a look. He was an actor. He's an actor. What's he been in, though? Have I seen any of his films? What's he been in? Let's have a look. Is there a filmography? Okay. Doctor Strangelove, not seen it. Star Wars. Oh, apparently he was Darth Vader. Well, you can't blame me for that. I'm not going to be able to see under the mask, am I? Do you know what I mean? I didn't know that. I didn't know he was under the mask. So, you know, I get let off on that one. And Empire Strikes Back, right? Conan the Barbarian. I think I saw it when I was young. I don't remember it. Return of the Jedi. He was in Coming to America. I mean, I literally only remember Eddie Murphy from that film. He was in Patriot Games. Never seen it. He was in Naked Gun. Well, I should remember him from that. I've definitely seen that. Naked Gun 33 1/3. Classic. Classic. Probably, I would imagine that's the highlight of his career, actually. Being in Naked Gun 33 1/3. Although he was in Casper. He was in Casper, A Spirited Beginning. Which, oh no, that's a direct-to-video animated one. I thought it was the film. No. No. I never saw that. He was in Scary Movie 4. I don't think I saw that. He was in Drive-In Miss Daisy. I didn't see that. I don't know. He was in a lot of really rubbish films, to be honest. Really rubbish films. When did he pass away? I mean, how old is this? It says 4 hours ago. Has he just passed? Is this big news? Is this breaking news? He died... Yeah, September 9th. September 9th. So, there we go. I mean, I don't know of him, but he was Darth Vader. So, for that reason alone, very sad news. So, there we go. James Earl Jones. Gone, but not forgotten. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.